Now, when the family we were helping presented themselves at the border in Nogales to seek asylum, they were immediately assigned a small area to spend the night. This area has been described as cages by others. They said that they were cold all night and were given one blanket for the 4 of them, including the 2.5-year-old. So it was pretty depressing, but thankfully it was only for one night and their family was able to stay together. From there, they processed to a facility in Tucson, where we were contacted here in Indianapolis and were given instructions on how to receive them. We purchased tickets for them to fly to Indianapolis and pick them up on, I believe, Friday night of that week. They presented Monday morning at the border. So one night at the border in a very small area, then 3 or 4 nights in Tucson, and then they flew from Tucson to Indianapolis and came to us. When they arrived, it was a little bit surprising for us because we didn't know that Hugo was actually put on with a GPS tracking device, and that was monitored by a governmental contract organization who was working for ICE. Thankfully, we were able to get the GPS tracking device off of his ankle, and now they use a cell phone for tracking instead. However, we have received phone calls in the middle of the night multiple times to the different numbers that we have shared as a family, as an organization, as well as friends of the organization, with instructions to call without return numbers. So it's been a little bit nerve-wracking. So when we try and return these calls and use the caller ID phone numbers, they don't work. They go straight to something that says they're not receiving incoming calls. So it just kind of keeps us worried and anxious that they're going to come and knock on the door and say we didn't do something right, or Hugo didn't do something right. Anyway, so if you're a praying type of people, it would be great if you prayed for that. We haven't had any major issues other than nervousness and anxiety. So thanks again for listening.